Hello everyone. Today I have another Wi-Fi battle, and this one's going to be up against ghostlyshadow401 once again. That one guy that I gave him the slip with Toxic Rogue and whatnot. Here we're doing an OU battle this time. The last battle we had was a UU battle, so this time we're doing OU. And he's going to be bringing kind of an interesting team. I'm actually kind of scared of it considering he has Mega Manetric. Considering that thing has actually given me the work. I mean, the last time I got wrecked by a Mega Manetric was by Mind Master 05X, and then the first time I got wrecked by a Mega Manetric was by Fulham, and I think even Tesla Mouse also wrecked me with Mega Manetric. So Mega Manetric is literally just like kind of the bane of my existence right now. So yeah, so we're gonna see how this battle goes. I'm gonna lead off with Jirachi, and he's gonna lead off with USB port, which is the Thundurus-T. This one's Thundurus-T actually. He switches out though because he doesn't want to get heart stamped to death, which is exactly what I was gonna go for. I just went for the heart stamp, and he switches into Bishop, which is this thing. I don't want to deal with no bishops, so I go straight into Lockney, risking the possible Swords Dance or Iron Head, or even low kick. Who knows? But he just double switches and goes into USB port again, and I'm like, really, boy? Really? What? And then I switch out again because yeah, I didn't want to deal with that. Like, this was actually a double switch, which is why I was like, what the? And I go into Zapdos because this was like a double switch kind of thing. And then he goes for Focus Blast. I guess he thought I was gonna stay in, and I didn't. I actually switched into Zapdos. I took the what's it called very well. I had a feeling this thing was choice, so I kind of just stayed in, and he goes into the 15 watts, which is this thing. And I definitely anticipated this thing to come out because these things carry Lightning Rod, and if I went for Volt Switch, it would have gotten a special attack boost, and I didn't want that, so I just went for the Heat Wave. And thankfully I actually predicted correctly here. He switches out 15,000 once because he doesn't want this thing to die to another Heat Wave, so he goes into Sand Burial, which is the Thundurus-T. And here, I think I still go for another Heat Wave because I didn't want this thing to, you know, be healthy and whatnot. And thankfully, I predict this Thundurus-T correctly, not like in the last battle where I was just getting out-predicted with the Thundurus-T, or just kept getting scared that it would be coming out anytime soon. Well, here it came out when I didn't expect it, but at least I hit it for some damage or whatnot. I switch in Skarmory, which can definitely take hits from this Lando-T. Not well thanks to that crit, but still, I can take it well enough. He switches out again, goes into the Horny Corn, and I'm like, I don't really care honestly. I just go for the Stealth Rocks, because I wanted to get those up. Because this guy seems to like switching out, especially after those two initial double switches that we had earlier. And then here I just let Skarmory go down to this Keldeo, because yeah, I don't really care about losing Skarmory here. Doesn't seem favorable in the matchup other than to deal with Lando-T. Here, I definitely got an ideal matchup with sending out Serperior against the Keldeo, and knowing that he's going to definitely switch out because this is definitely not an ideal matchup. First of all, I do go for the Leaf Storm to get a +2. He goes in the Bishop, which can take it, sure, but I do have Hidden Power Fire on this thing. But instead of just going for it right away, I had a feeling he was going to go for Sucker Punch, so I just went for the Substitute to see if he'd go for it, and he did. So I'm now behind the Substitute. And here, I think instead of going for the Hidden Power Fire like I should have, I go for the Leech Seed. Because for some reason I thought he was going to get desperate and just try to Sucker Punch again to break the Substitute. And I kind of wanted to still be behind the Substitute, so I just kind of went for the Leech Seed in case he went for Sucker Punch again. But no, he just went for Knockoff. Now here, I definitely did not want to go for the Hidden Power Fire because I was once again afraid that he would actually this time Sucker Punch. Because the Leech Seeds are getting to him. I was also thinking he might switch out as well, which is why I went for another Substitute right here, because with all this Leech Seed racking up, like, you would think he'd try to switch out to go into something else, but he didn't. He stayed in, trying to go for more knockoffs, and I was like, okay. I just wanted the Serperior to be as healthy as possible, and I didn't want that Sucker Punch to, like, give me the work, so I think, yeah, I keep getting more Leech Seed, which is actually good. This thing is getting worn down really quickly, too. Because Leech Seed plus this thing just sitting around trying to Sucker Punch is actually a lot of damage. But I go for another substitute because once again I just kept predicting that sucker punch, and this time he actually did went for it. And then here, I think here I finally go for the hidden power fire after getting some leech seeds. And it's already at the red bar, so right at the red bar I decide to go for the HP fire, which is kind of crazy. It's kind of messed up in my opinion. But, you know, looking at his team and looking at his Mega Manectric, I just didn't want to lose to this guy, so I was like, eh. Because I don't want to lose to another Mega Manectric, like, come on now. I finally take out this Bisharp with the hidden power fire, and I'm thankfully still behind my substitute, which was pretty much what I wanted all this time, which is why I kept going for anything that isn't HP fire, basically. Because look, this USB port came out right now, and here I get to go for a hidden power fire after he goes for a hidden power ice on my superior. Thanks to the substitute, I actually take look, and I even saved myself from a crit, which is even better. So that was actually very, very, very useful, because if if I didn't have a substitute of, this superior would have been gone. So, and looking at how much this hidden power fire does, it's a 2-shot, so I was confident in staying in and just KOing it, except not really, because I actually decided to switch out, thinking, you know what, it's probably choiced, so therefore, and it did outspeed my superior, which clearly means it's choice scar. So I switched into Jirachi just to go for more heart stamps. Except not really, because I think here I just go for the U-turn, knowing that I would just be able to switch out and get a better matchup. So I go for the U-turn right here instead. I did scare him into thinking that I'd go for heart stamps, but I didn't. I go for the U-turn, and here I think I switch into Lopunny. Now here, this was actually kind of a misplay, like a huge misplay, because I honestly, I don't know why, but for some reason I thought that Lopunny was actually faster than Starmie by default, like without the Mega Evolution. But it turns out it was actually faster, because Starmie has 115 base speed and Lopunny only has 105. If I'd gone for Fake Out, then I would have been able to outspeed it, but because I didn't carry it, I lost Lopunny there. Which sucks, because I wanted to actually put in work with that thing. But instead, I'm going to just do it with Jirachi instead. I just go for into Jirachi and go for U-turn again, because it's actually the perfect thing I can actually get myself into, considering if he switches out, I get switch initiative, and if he stays in, I just kill off the Starmie. He gets the switch advantage here, but I don't think it really matters that much. He goes in the USB port, and I'm just like, okay. Here, I think I just stay in and try to finish it off with a Flash Cannon. Oh, no, I don't. I switch out, because I don't want to lose this thing yet, and go into Zapdos, because I was anticipating a Focus Blast from this thing. He goes for another Focus Blast. And because Zapdos has the pressure ability, and this guy already went for 2 Focus Blasts on my Zapdos, he should only have 4, he should only have 1 more Focus Blast, and he does go for it. He hits all 3 of the Focus Blasts, which is why I'm glad that I switched in Zapdos, because I didn't have to deal with that by any means. And I just go for the Roost just to maintain healthy, because he still has the Mega Manectric, which I'm worried about. And here, I think he runs out of PP right here. Yeah, he runs out of PP for Focus Blast, and he just struggles to death, because there's no point in switching out now. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And Thundurus, I was about to call it Landorus. No, it's Thundurus-T. That thing goes down finally. It struggled itself to death, and I think here he goes into a Hornicorn, which is the freaking Keldeo. I was actually confident I'd be able to take a Hydro Pump, even if it's Spexed. I'm not sure if it would have though, but he doesn't even go for it anyways, because he goes for the hidden power. I don't know what it is. And I just go for Volt Switch, and I kill it with a crit, which probably mattered because it would have gotten another hit off if it lived. And this thing is not like fully offense invested, so I guess it mattered. I go into this thing though, and he goes into Landorus-T. Now this is Landorus-T. I go into Magnezone, and this is clearly not an ideal matchup, but I can't switch out anyways because I don't have any switch-ins to this, and I don't want this thing to predict me to switch in like he did right here, because he goes for Stone Edge. I did not want to predict, so I just freaking let him kill me with Earthquake if that's what he was going to go for. And plus, that was another crit, so good thing I actually stayed in, because otherwise, if I switched in Zapdos, I would have freaking lost it due to a freaking crit. So thank goodness I stayed in and just went for Flash Cannon. He finally goes into 15,000 watts, which is this Mega Manectric that didn't even Mega Evolve till the very end, which is kind of funny. But yeah, here I think he just takes out my Magnezone with a flamethrower and just gets the Intimidate off too. Then goes for flamethrower. That's what I meant to say. Takes out my Magnezone because Mega Manectric is a monster when it comes to special attack. While not stab, it's still super effective on Magnezone. And then here I just finish it off with Jirachi with a nice little kissy kissy heart stamp. And that's gonna be the end of Mega Manectric, and that's gonna be the whole game. So that was a good game to Mo Howard, not really, but you know, that's gonna be it for today. I might get a few more battles up later as well, so yeah, just stay tuned for that if you're looking forward to it, and take it easy for today.